So I want to know from yesterday, because I know one of the patterns that you have as a family is something will happen, something will blow up, and then you move right on to the next thing as if nothing happened. Well, we're not going to do that. So we're going to start with the elder.
Okay, I don't really know what happened.
Have you asked?
I heard it was the production. I heard it was everyone wasn't here. Several answers.
What did you learn?
I didn't think it was a lesson to learn. I just learned, I guess maybe it keeps repeating itself, so it's insanity at this point. Doing the same thing, expecting a different result, and it keeps repeating itself.
Okay, so here's what I recall about yesterday. We had an agreement that we would be here at 11 o'clock.
But
And then you got the call sheet that said what time?
1:30.
And were you here?
I got here 1:45.
Okay, so the answer is no. You weren't here at 1:30.
No, I wasn't here.
Okay, so broken agreement. That's how you contributed.
You're right.
Broken agreement.
Yes. I have to commit to being on time. She disciplined me for that. She's right, but she didn't beat my behind swiftly. She did a little pat on the head with it, so I appreciate her for doing it.
Miss Tamar.
What I saw was a lot of hypocritical situations. The first day that we all sat here, you and my mother went on about her staying in the process, no matter what. And here is the leader who left first.
No, hold on.
You asked me what I saw.
Let me just make a distinction for you. Here's a distinction. Once an agreement is violated and a commitment is broken, all bets are off.
I felt disrespected and singled out because you didn't take the time to get to know me. You have a behavior problem. Your behavior is deterring away from what your point is. Well, that's a little disrespectful and unfair because I've never gotten a chance to speak my piece.
So you felt disrespected and that I didn't
Singled out.
Yes. And that I didn't take the time to get to know you.
No.
Okay. And how did you contribute?
I contributed by keeping my commitment, although my business wasn't handled.
What commitment did you keep?
To be here.
At what time?
To be here, period.
No, that's not the commitment.
Yeah,
the
commitment,
it is. What time was on your call sheet?
1:30.
And what time did you arrive?
I have absolutely no idea.
How you doing?
Good.
Chef Joe.
Yes.
How are you?
Good,
Good to see you.
Were you here at 1:30?
Absolutely not.
So you broke a commitment, violated an agreement, and broke a commitment. That was your contribution.
I didn't violate an agreement.
Yeah, you
my
did.
I'm sorry, violate an agreement, not my commitment.
Yeah, you did. Once you violated the agreement, Miss Tamar, the commitment was broken.
Okay. I mean, I know what it's like to get frustrated and want to leave. I know what that feels like. So when she left, I got it. Sometimes you need a breather. She came back with an agenda. I'm gonna be cool right now, but you don't get a second chance to do that to me. Because I ain't deserve it. I did nothing to that lady.
When I came to the table yesterday, I said to you, I am a person of integrity. I live my life in integrity. And I said to you yesterday, I'll be back. I told you what was going on. I also didn't abandon you. If you don't want to continue, I'll be here tomorrow, but I'm not doing this today. There's a consequence for broken commitments. People aren't where they're supposed to be when they're supposed to be there. For me, there's no excuse. To the degree that you give yourself an excuse is the degree to which your life will not work. I don't accept excuses. We're talking grown people. Bigfoot women, as my grandmother would say. Foot wasn't the word she used, but I'm not gonna say what she said, okay? And one of the reasons that you have breakdowns between you in this process is because there's no consequence.
When I try to set boundaries, it's being torn down.
So I'm pretty kind of numb to what my sisters had said to me and done.
Can I ask you something, Miss Evelyn? Do you know what her pain is? Because the only reason a person would behave in this manner.
We're not gonna throw this behavior word around again. We're not gonna do that. She does not have a behavior problem, and that's not fair.
First of all, your finger in my face is not gonna work for me.
But the name calling is not gonna work for me.
I haven't called you a name.
You said behavior problem.
I did not say behavior problem. Here's what I said.
Behavior. What does that mean?
You are disruptive. You are abusive, Tamar.
Really?
You are violent, Tamar. No one can say anything.
And you're just condescending and hypocritical. That is wrong.
Nobody.
You cannot just throw out names like that.
I'm real clear about what
And
I'm experiencing.
very clear about my experience as well.
Okay, but I have a right to my experience.
And I have a right to detest your experience.
I have a right to my experience.
And I have a right to detest your experience.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
My experience is
God,
my
because
experience.
you haven't had a conversation with me. All you do is talk over people. So how you want to tell me how I'm talking over people and you're talking over me?
But y'all have allowed this to go on.
Watch it.
You have allowed
Watch
this behavior in your environment.
What you're not going to do is throw these names around.
You have allowed this behavior in your environment. So now it's accommodated, it's been tolerated, so anything that challenges it becomes the problem. This is abusive. I don't understand that.
Iyanla, this is the problem that has been progressive throughout all of our relationship, is that Tamar is allowed to voice however she feels. If the other sister said something that was out the way, they got chastised for it.
Punished
yes.
or disciplined, okay.
Yes, but not Tamar.
Why not Tamar?
Because of my passive actions.
Or is it because you felt guilty because you weren't there? You were there, but not there. You withdrew.
Yes.
And is it possible that that's what her hurt is?
Tamar, I'm asking you, is that the reason why you feel the way you do now?
You was not physically present at all. You left at 6 o'clock in the morning, came home at 12 a.m.
Every day? I'm asking, that every day? That was every
Majority
day?
of my childhood.
Wow.
And where were they?
They were gone, they were out of the house.
Did they leave you? You ended up in the house alone. Now, have you ever considered or acknowledged the impact that all of y'all left her?
I'm 2.5 years older than Tamar. The age disparity is not so vast.
Right.
You left her.
No, Miss Iyanla, I don't receive or accept that.
Well,
and
listen,
I'm gonna tell you why.
But her experience is what I'm talking about. Have you ever considered that? That make you wrong. No. Did you?
No.
Did you? Did you? Okay. Y'all are all so enmeshed, and then all of a sudden, you got married, you had a baby, you went to school, whatever. Everybody's gone. Not making you wrong, but just consider the experience for her.
I can understand it. I felt abandoned before. I mean,
Just like when we was going to sign to Atlanta Records, but they didn't want to sign me because I was pregnant with my son.
can I say this?
Yeah.
From my perception, what I'm getting, how I felt when my sisters left me, Tamar felt that same thing.
Thank you.
And I didn't keep that in consideration.
It doesn't matter about all the bad things and the evil things that was said. Now I understand why. Because she's angry. She's angry.
I'm just getting it.
Because you've had the experience. Make sense?
Makes sense.
She didn't feel seen or heard because everybody left. Because the only reason a person would fight so much to be seen is if they weren't seen.
Girl,
Reason they would fight so much to be heard is if they don't felt they were heard. What do you want to say about that, Tamar?
you really gonna quit with this name calling? I'm not here for that.
Which name calling are you hearing?
I now want to be seen. You really gotta watch your mouth. Like, what do you talk? Who talks to me like that? Who talks to anybody like that? I ain't talking to you like that. You want to be seen because you. But now you're being abusive because you're cutting me off.
I love
now
you.
your attitude is
You
abusive.
have cut
You're
people off
abusive,
all
sis.
day. You know what? I'm sharing my experience,
Stay out of my
Tamar.
comments, sis.
I'm not your sister. I am 2 years younger than your mother. I got underwear older than you.
I hope you ain't got him, because that's nasty.
I do have them. and they're clean.
I can't take this. How you gonna tell me how to act if you're acting the exact same way?
No, I'm not, Tamar.
You're being abusive, you're cutting me off.
So you know what? Let me ask you a question.
Tamar is getting really, really upset. And she got up and left.
So why don't we take a break?
You have the right to excuse yourself from the nonsense. I had to go in the car, turn the air all the way up, and just focus and take a minute and take a beat because I felt myself going off, and I didn't want that.
Where is Tamar? Where is she? I went out to the car. What I wanted to find out from Tamar is, where are we with our agreement? Okay, so what does that mean you need a minute? You're just on break. Okay, I didn't know, Miss Tamar. Now that I know, I shall go away. Okay, she's on break.